Holy, he really just said that? A record exists claiming Meghan Markle actually gave birth to a child way back in 1997, long before she ever met Prince Harry. And here's where it gets even more unbelievable. Meghan was allegedly married at the time, divorced soon after, and already tied to a baby from that first marriage. Basically, everything you're told someone in her position should never be. According to the whispers now spreading online, Meghan Markle may have had a secret child decades ago. And to make it even messier, the claim is that Meghan abandoned this supposed child long before Harry ever came into the picture. Insiders say she gave birth as a teenager, and if these rumors are accurate, that hidden child would now be well into their 30s. And here's the shocking part. These aren't being brushed off as baseless rumors. There's said to be evidence that backs them up. Sealed court records in Las Vegas, a full missing year from Meghan's official timeline, and one name tied into all of it, the Giuliano family. Sources allege that Meghan's little-known teenage marriage, the one annulled so quickly it barely made a blip in tabloids, wasn't just some silly youthful mistake. Instead, they claim it ended under secrecy because Meghan had already given birth. But here's the kicker. Those court records are still sealed. Why? What exactly is so sensitive that even decades later the details remain locked away? That question alone has people convinced something is being covered up, and the holes in the story make Meghan look extremely suspicious. This is why many believe this may be one of the biggest scandals the royal family has desperately tried to bury. Fast forward to 2008. When Meghan was reportedly one of the Jill O'Dell girls, young women introduced around as caddies for the highest bidders. People who saw her then said she was charming, adored, and ambitious. And honestly, good for her. Because she met people, built connections, and managed to create a new life for herself. She had her fairy tale, and later she even had her baby. The fairy tale plus the baby, something she openly cherished. But the fact remains, Meghan is everything the monarchy traditionally rejected. She's multiracial. She's divorced. She may already have had a child. She represented everything that didn't fit the royal mold. Of course, there have been countless bizarre royal rumors over the years, but few have stirred up fascination and debate like these whispers about Meghan Markle. In the world of royalty and celebrity, Meghan's story has always been one of the most captivating. From Hollywood actress to Duchess of Sussex, her marriage to Prince Harry launched her into the global spotlight, where every move has been dissected, celebrated, or criticized in equal measure. But now, this shocking claim threatens to shake the foundation of her carefully crafted public image. The speculation resurfacing today insists Meghan may have had a secret daughter years before she ever stepped into the royal picture, a child allegedly born during her teenage years. If true, it could rewrite everything the public thinks it knows about her life. That's because people would be stunned to realize Meghan's journey into motherhood might not have begun with Archie or Lilibet. Whispers suggest it started much earlier, back when she was still a teenager, romantically connected to Joe Giuliano. Their relationship, according to resurfaced reports, escalated quickly. By the time Meghan was nearly 20, the two were allegedly married. But here's where things take a dramatic turn. The timeline points to something far more scandalous. Whispers claim the couple may have had a child together, and sources insist their daughter, Noelle, was born around 1999. That detail alone has fueled endless speculation about whether Meghan has been hiding an entire chapter of her life from the public. The rumors all seem to circle back to what many now call Meghan's missing year, a mysterious period in her life that has never been fully explained. Officially, Meghan has always claimed she took a gap year after high school, a year meant for travel and self-discovery before attending Northwestern University. But not everyone believes that version of events. Instead, the whispers suggest that so-called gap year was nothing more than a carefully crafted cover story, designed to conceal Meghan's teenage marriage, which insiders allege ended in a rushed annulment. And most explosively, it was during that period that she is said to have given birth to a secret daughter. Here's where things grow even darker. Court records from Las Vegas, documents directly tied to that shadowy chapter, remain sealed to this very day. Think about that. Decades later, files about what should have been a short-lived youthful mistake are still locked away from public view. If it was truly nothing more than an early misstep, why keep the details buried? Insiders argue this secrecy points to something far more serious, something that could potentially shatter the image Meghan has spent years carefully constructing. After all, in both Hollywood and the royal family, image is everything. And if there truly was a secret marriage, or even more shocking, a secret child, then that missing year isn't just a mystery. It becomes the key to understanding a hidden side of Meghan Markle the world was never supposed to see. According to some reports, the Giuliano family quietly stepped in, raising the alleged child in silence while Meghan never once publicly acknowledged her. If that's true, it doesn't just alter Meghan's story. It raises deep ethical questions about her choices and the lifelong impact on the daughter she supposedly left behind. The Giulianos, by all accounts, were traditional, private, family-oriented people who valued stability. Meghan, on the other hand, always seemed driven by a desire to break free, reinvent herself, and climb higher than anyone expected. Leaving her child behind so she could chase her ambitions may have given her the clean slate she wanted. But the cost would have been a daughter growing up without her mother. And that's not all. Adding fuel to the fire are the persistent claims that the Giuliano family didn't just stay silent. They actively protected Meghan's secret. Some allege they sheltered or raised the child quietly, keeping her away from the spotlight while Meghan carefully rewrote her past. No hard evidence has ever surfaced, but the story simply refuses to disappear. Skeptics dismiss all of this as nothing more than wild internet gossip. Yet others argue that rumors don't stick around this strongly for decades, unless there's at least some kernel of truth behind them. And here's the kicker. This wasn't just internet chatter that appeared out of nowhere. The story was actually stirred up by controversial filmmaker Ulrich Grunewald. While working on a documentary about Meghan and Harry, Grunewald reportedly uncovered whispers of a hidden child. Whispers that sent shockwaves through royal gossip circles. The buzz around the film was enormous, with many expecting Meghan's supposed secret to finally be revealed. But when the documentary Harry, the Lost Prince was released, there was no mention of a secret daughter at all. Instead, it focused entirely on Meghan and Harry's dramatic departure from the royal family. That didn't stop the internet from running wild with speculation, though. Online sleuths began connecting dots, pointing their fingers toward a surprising figure, Meghan's own niece, Noel Rasmussen. Here's where it gets even juicier. Noel, who is now 31 years old, happens to be the daughter of Meghan's estranged half-sister, Samantha Markle. But conspiracy theorists argue that Noel isn't Samantha's daughter at all. Instead, they claim she's actually Meghan's. Meghan herself hasn't ignored these rumors. In fact, she once even joked about them. During an episode of With Love, Meghan on Netflix, she had a slip of the tongue while chatting with Chrissy Teigen. When Meghan mispronounced hawthorn flower as Hansworth, Chrissy, always quick with humor, teased her that it sounded like the name of one of her kids. Meghan laughed and replied, "My child you've never heard of." Then, almost slyly, she added, "By the way, if I could have kept a secret like that, impressive." Now, was that just a lighthearted joke or a subtle nod to the whispers? Fans remain divided. What we do know is that Meghan and Harry are the proud parents of 2 children, Prince Archie, now 6, and Princess Lilibet, who is 4. The couple has gone to extraordinary lengths to shield them from public exposure. Meghan even admitted recently that being apart from them for a period left her deeply unsettled. But here's the million-dollar question. If Meghan managed to hide 2 pregnancies from the public for as long as she did, is it really so unthinkable that she could have hidden 1 more decades earlier? Now, as the alleged daughter enters her 30s, the stakes have never been higher. Imagine the shockwaves if she suddenly stepped into the spotlight. What would that mean for Meghan Markle? The Duchess has spent years shaping the image of a trailblazing outsider, a woman who defied tradition and walked away from the monarchy on her own terms. But if even a fraction of these whispers turned out to be true, that entire narrative could collapse in an instant. What once appeared to be a story of empowerment could quickly transform into one of secrecy, abandonment, and betrayal. Meghan has consistently branded herself as a champion of authenticity and transparency, someone unafraid to speak her truth. Yet the shadow of this rumored past tells a much murkier story. Sealed annulments, unexplained missing years, and a child allegedly raised in silence by another family, these aren't just the stuff of internet chatter. They are details that, if verified, reveal a version of Meghan the public has never known. And that version is far from the polished, media-savvy duchess she presents to the world today. What makes this even more unsettling is the nature of secrets. They rarely remain hidden forever, especially in an age where every fragment of a celebrity's past is scrutinized online. History has a way of catching up, and when it does, the consequences can be brutal. If this supposed daughter were ever to come forward, it wouldn't just make headlines, it could completely rewrite Meghan's legacy and redefine how the world views her. And here's the chilling part: how much longer can Meghan maintain this carefully constructed facade before it all unravels? Could she really be hiding the biggest secret of her life? Is there truly a daughter quietly watching as her mother becomes one of the most talked about women in the world? Or is this simply another layer of royal rumor designed to keep Meghan at the center of attention? One thing is certain: the whispers aren't going away. In fact, with each passing year, the speculation grows louder. And if this alleged daughter ever does step forward, Meghan's world could change in ways she never imagined. But here's the real twist. What if the truth is even more explosive than anyone suspects? What if the missing pieces in Meghan's past conceal secrets that could shake the very foundations of the royal story? We may not have the answers just yet, but one thing is clear. When the truth finally surfaces, it won't just rewrite Meghan's story. It could send shockwaves through the entire royal family. Anyway, what's your take on this drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our other stories so you never miss an update. Until next time, bye.